the Onvis Kameleon Lightstrip. This one is unlike any light strip that I've used before in my HomeKit smart home setup. It can do some pretty fun things like paint mode, music mode, some awesome effects and transitions, and it works with Alexa, Google Assistant, and of course HomeKit. I figured my daughter and her friends would have a lot of fun with one of these, so we're going to actually be replacing an old light strip in her bedroom with one of these. And we'll see how she likes it. We're gonna check out all the effects and everything this light strip can do and see if maybe it would also be a good addition to your smart home. Let's go! Yo, what's up guys? Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're new here, my name is Shane and this channel is all about building an easy smart home using Apple's HomeKit platform with new videos released every Sunday right here. Today's video is sponsored by Eve. Eve develops a number of smart home accessories designed exclusively for HomeKit. Eve is one of the leading brands right now on Thread. Thread is the standard that not only makes your smart home more responsive and robust, but is also one of the pillars of the smart home of the future, Matter. I love Eve products because they guarantee 100% privacy, no bridges, no cloud, and no tracking. Plus, they make one of the most popular, most versatile free HomeKit apps that I always recommend to every HomeKit user. That's the Eve app. I've always really loved Eve's stance on privacy and all the great things that they're doing around Thread and the future of the smart home. Check out the link in the description for more, and big thanks to Eve for sponsoring today's video and supporting this channel. So I've been using light strips since I first started my smart home. I've installed them under and above my kitchen cabinets, behind all of my TVs, and pretty much anywhere else that I can find that seems like a good place for a little extra, mood lighting or whatever. Now I want to send a quick thank you to Onvis for sending me over their new Kameleon light strips. They did send me these free of charge, but all the opinions and comments in this video are 100% mine, and I'm going to give it to you straight up just like always. If I don't like something, I'm going to let you know. So they did send me over their two versions. We have the 2-meter version or the 5-meter version. The smaller one costs $49.99 and the larger one costs $69.99 at the time of recording this video. Now the first thing that stood out to me about these light strips is that these have individually addressable LEDs. So what that means is that you can show multiple colors at the same time, along this light strip. So this makes for some really cool animations and transitions and things like that. I'll show you more of that in a minute. I do believe this is the first HomeKit light strip that I've used personally that has individually addressable LEDs. I know there are one or two others out there that do this and work with HomeKit, but I haven't used any of those personally. This will be the first one I've tried here in my house. So here you see we have our two versions. We'll open up the big guy first. The light strip itself here, we have some mounting hardware, user manual with HomeKit code. This here is the controller with an extra adhesive pad. It also has the HomeKit code on it and features an on-off button with brightness controls. We have the US plug adapter that I can attach to the power supply, plug the light strip into the controller, then the controller into the power supply. So these connect to your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network and support HomeKit, Google Assistant, and Alexa. If you want to control these remotely with HomeKit or include in your HomeKit automations, you will of course need a HomeKit hub, being an Apple TV, a HomePod, or an iPad. So let's plug this bad boy in. I'll open up the Onvis app and tap Add Accessory so we can get this into HomeKit. I'll scan my HomeKit code, and it actually did fail the first time, which made me a little nervous, but I tried it again immediately and it connected fine, no problem. So I'll name it and add it to my room, and now it's added to my HomeKit home. Pretty easy. So I went ahead and started playing around with some of the options and was like, wow, this thing looks so freaking cool, all coiled up like this with the effects and animations and different colors. The website says that these hold an IP65 water resistant rating, which applies to the light strip only, not the controller or the adapter. I was told that the total brightness for the 2-meter version is 512 lumens, and the 5-meter version is 1,281 lumens. Compare that to the Nano Leaf Essentials light strip, for example. That has an average brightness of 2,000 lumens. So this isn't the brightest light strip out there by any means, but I do think most of that brightness rating, at least for the Nano Leaf, comes from the whites You can see like the whites on the Nanoleaf are super bright, but I don't think the colors really seem all that much brighter. So now for the fun part, I'm gonna go install this shorter one here in my daughter's bedroom so we can test it out and check out all the cool effects and see how it looks, you know, in like a real life scenario. Okay, so here we are in my daughter's bedroom. You might recognize this room from that HomePod mini video I did for kids. I'll link that somewhere up here if you want to check that out. But you can see she already has this light strip back there kind of behind her bed. It's an old hand-me-down, one of the first light strips I had, so it's worked well for her. She actually uses this light strip every night with her HomePod mini as kind of a night light and stuff like that as she gets ready for bed. It's also cool as she's hanging out with friends, but we're going to replace that with this one, party mode and paint mode and music mode and all those cool modes, and hopefully have some fun with her friends. So, and let's give it power. All right, HomeKit code. Oh, all right, first time. That's cool. Got that music mode. Hello, hello. These are so cool. She's gonna have a lot of fun with these. So I do want her to be able to access the controller from up top. So I'm gonna mount this somewhere where she can reach it from in her bed if she needs to. So we can control the brightness and turn it on and off. And a double tap will kind of change the modes. Testing. So that's like a sound mode. So she can even control the modes and stuff from up top just by double tapping the power button. So that's pretty nice. Again, it's always good. That's like the siren alarm mode or something. So it's always nice to have physical controls. Ooh, look how cool that looks. Physical controls right here. I'm gonna mount this up there. Let's get it put up. All right, there's the old one, and I gotta say the sticky tape on this thing has held up remarkably well over the years. It's been up there for a while. All right, so it looks pretty good and bright from back here, so I'm happy about that. Let's do pink, which is what it was before. So you can kind of see there, looks pretty good with the pink. So what we'll do now, let's run through the different modes and everything you can do with this. So I'm gonna try to get this in a good spot where you can see. All right, so we're gonna run through the Onvis app real quick, just show you kind of the features and stuff. I'm gonna go into this light strip right here, turn the brightness up just a little bit. Okay, and you can see, just like most light strips, you can change the colors. We have our color wheel right here. And across the top right here, we have these different modes. So let's go through these. I'll show you each one kind of real quickly. So this is the paint mode, all right? So this is kind of, it's not the most intuitive, so I haven't really figured this out. So you can select different things. I think this is 2 ways to paint. I don't know why they have this set up like that, but if you tap a color, you can basically like color the light strip, color this side of the strip. So I don't know, I guess this could be fun for like kids. I may put this like on my daughter's iPad or something and let her just kind of play around with this. Moving on, the music mode, this is really the cool one. So you can actually see it moving to my voice right now. So that's pretty awesome. Now inside the music, so again, we're in this music tab. So inside this music tab, you can see the different modes up top. So, and then we have these kind of different settings here. And each one is just a little different. I'll kind of go through the different modes so you can see what they look like. So these kind of just change the way it's affected with the colors. All right, now let's go to move. So you can see the difference there. So these are up top, the different styles. You can see it's pretty responsive there. Looks pretty good. Let's try dash. Of course, you can change the sensitivity, low or high, and then bounce. You can change the pattern, I guess, here. Alright, turn that off. And let's go back. So that's the music mode. Now we have Twinkle up here. These are pretty neat. I guess you can just play around, find the ones you like. You can actually save these into scenes and stuff like that. So I'll show you that in a minute. Routine. So you can like really customize this. I guess it's honestly not that intuitive. So you have to really play around, I think, but a lot of options if you really wanted to get in here and create some custom stuff. So we're gonna go back. The security, this is pretty cool. So you can see it it's like red and blue. If you had like an alarm or a security mode or something like that, you could use this to go off, if your alarm sounds or something like that. That's pretty cool. And then the presets, last one I'll show you right here. So these have different like presets. So this is called Color Meteor. Looks pretty neat. This one is called Fairground. Also pretty nice. Rainbow. I think my daughter's gonna like that one a lot. Look how nice and smooth those colors are. Again, that's that individually addressable LEDs making something like that possible. This one's called Romance. Cherry Blossom. And Rose Garden. And we're back to Color Meteor. Now if I go back, this right here, change style. So this is actually talking about the transitions. Okay, so this one right here is kind of just like a fade. So if I change the colors, you'll see them fade. This one right here, converge. And you have diverge. So what's cool about these is whatever you set this on will actually carry over to HomeKit. So if you change the colors in HomeKit or with Siri, this is how it'll transition from one color to another. So I really like that. These look especially cool if you got that really long light strip, wrapped around something. You can do, change the colors. These look awesome. Below that, I'm going to show you real quick. This one's called Time Gradual. So these are some like timing settings that it's actually pretty powerful. So if I tap add new, I can create a start and an end, and a start time, end time, start color. So I can tap this, I can change the color and brightness. Let's say I want it to be a bright green starting at 7:48 p.m. and I want that to go I don't know, let's say till 10 o'clock p.m. okay, and I want that to slowly transform to like, I don't know, maybe a warm, not so bright color right there. I can choose my days here, essentially adaptive lighting, and you can choose your schedule, the start time, and it'll slowly transform from that color to that color over the course of that time. So that is pretty nice. And then on the timer section, this basically just creates a timer so I can start it at whatever time I want, schedule it, and it'll turn off at that time every day. Again, you can choose your days. And the last one I'm going to show you, similar to that first one. So this is kind of a transit. So if I do, watch this, if I do 1 minute and I start this off at green, and then I want it to end in, let's say, red, and I can choose now, you can see it turned green and it's counting down. So it's going to slowly transform to a red color over the course of this time. So some pretty nice little timing features that this app has. And there you go, you can see it ended in red, and you can set that to go over the course of, many hours, up to 23 hours. So you could set this to happen every day. And this one is just to, when you want it to happen, but you can use this gradual schedule right here to have it happen every day. Certain colors transition from one to another, create cool schedules, whatever you want to do with this light strip. So all in all, I think it's pretty powerful. All right, so I'm going to show you what this looks like in HomeKit, but first I want to show you how you can get some of these effects to work in HomeKit. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go back out here, and on the bottom we have this tab right here, and this is our scenes and automations. Okay, so these are all of our HomeKit scenes and stuff right here, so all these will carry over. So I'm going to create a new scene, and I'm going to call this Party Time. Okay, and now I'm going to add my accessories, and I'm going to look for this light strip. Should be at the bottom here. There's our light strip. And I'm going to choose the power state. I want it on, of course. I'm going to choose the mode. And here you can change this. Okay, you can select the color and brightness, of course. But you can also tap the mode right here. So here we have our Twinkle Mode, security. One of the presets that we had, those cool like rainbow and cherry blossom, those cool presets. But we have the music modes right here. So I really like this. So I'm going to use this beat music mode. I'm going to tap OK. So now the scene is going to turn this on in the beat music mode. Tap OK. All right, and now I can just tap OK, and that should have created our scene. Now let's go over into HomeKit. All right, and there you see our party time scene just showed up in the room with this light strip. So of course we can just change the color here, and you see those transitions, how cool those look even when I'm using in HomeKit. Let's try our party time scene, and you can see it moving with my voice. So I've essentially created a scene here with this light strip that can take advantage of the cool effects and that music mode, all accessible right here in HomeKit. So you can use this with Siri and tell Siri to start party time. I know my daughter's gonna love that with her friends, just telling her HomePod to start party time, and we can create some more scenes for her, which I probably will do. All right, so now I'm gonna get my daughter up here and let's see what she thinks. So what do you think about your new light strip in here?
I love it. I think it's like really cool. It's like such an upgrade.
It's an upgrade.
And whenever me and my friends have sleepovers, we can like do dance parties and stuff. I really like it.
Dance party. All right, cool. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
New upgrade. So as you can see, these light strips can do some pretty cool things. I do think that Onvis went above and beyond with this light strip to provide some features that, you know, really make it stand out from other light strips, especially those that support HomeKit. They've worked reliably in HomeKit. For me, over the past few weeks, I haven't noticed any drop connections or anything like that. My daughter is loving having this thing in her room. She can use the music modes and have little dance parties with her friends using this light strip and the HomePod mini that she has in there. Plus having the physical controller to turn it on or off, change colors, and control the brightness is really nice, especially for her. You know, if for some reason something goes unresponsive, she can still always use that physical controller. Not the brightest light strip, again, if you're looking for that real like functional lighting, but if you just want some really cool accent lighting for colors and cool effects, then I think these are great. If you want to watch another video on light strips, check out this one right here where I actually show you how I modified and installed light strips in my kitchen above and below my cabinets. Thanks again to Eve for sponsoring today's video. Smash that subscribe button for new HomeKit videos every Sunday right here. Hit the join button for more info on becoming a channel member and get access to some cool perks like behind the scenes, early access to new videos, and access to our members only Discord community. Thanks so much for joining me today and allowing me to be a part of your smart home journey. Until next time, we'll see y'all later.